Everyone knows about it, everyone's super happy and excited. It was so cool to just be nominated and to have the school back me like that. My dad competed in college track. He was a decathlete and then kind of switched into throws later on, but I didn't know any of that. I guess I had kind of grown up with the track from when I was little. He brought me to practice and stuff like that, but it wasn't anything I knew about growing up. And then in grade 8, we started throwing in school track meets, and I liked the shot put, or was okay at it. And then my dad was like, oh, well, actually I used to coach college track. And I was like, oh, well, that's news to me. And so he started coaching me. My dad and I were definitely closer from training together all the time, just because it was an extra 2-3+ hours a day that we were spending together. And just one more thing to bond over. Like, we had a good relationship anyway, but yeah, it was one more added dimension, I guess, of coach. I realized I was kind of good at it, I guess. My very first track meet, which sounds really cocky, but we were all standing in line, getting ready to throw, and all the girls in front of me were talking about how far they threw, and it was like 6 meters, 5 meters. So one of them finally turned to me and was like, well, how far do you throw? And I was like, oh, my best is like 8.5. And they were like, oh, wow then. So I've kind of been all over throwing, actually. I was really fortunate to get on some provincial teams at home, and then some city teams. Kind of been all around Canada, Prince Edward Island, Ontario, out in BC, and then lots in Alberta as well. And then with this track, I've been able to go all over. Lenoir-Rhyne recruited me, and they sent me a message, and they were like, hey, we're interested in your numbers, like, tell us more about you. And they invited me down for a visit. I fell in love with it, and now I'm still here. I loved what everyone says they love. It's the small town, small school, you're more than a number, all that stuff. And just the town is so cute, and I really like the South, and love that everyone calls you darling. I think it's so cute. Yeah, just kind of loved it and decided to stay. The moment that I realized I was nominated for the Woman of the Year was actually in an email. I was like, it's real, like this is the real thing, and I looked all into it, and it was so cool to just be nominated and to have the school back me like that. And then I cried, but it was really exciting. My parents are so excited to come. I don't get to see them very often because they're so far away. But yeah, they're really excited to be there and see everything, and they've never been to Indianapolis either, so it'll be really cool. The craziest part is that people are constantly like, oh, like, congratulations, and like, oh, like, you know about it too, like, and so that's super emotional. And it's like the small town community thing, everyone knows about it, everyone's super happy and excited. I think it just makes me really emotional, because it's like everything that I've done in the past 4 years has all kind of accumulated to this, which is so cool, and to be recognized is crazy.
Representing the South Atlantic Conference and Lenoir-Rhyne University, Haylea Salamon.
This whole thing just means the world to me. To be nominated by the school and the conference, and then to make it to top 30 is just insane.
It's beyond words, really. Like, we have watched her grow up and always be a really determined kid, and to see her among all of these great women is just really an honor. I want to thank all of the people who have been a big influence on her life at Lenoir-Rhyne University, her coaches and her professors, and the opportunities that have been brought to her from being a part of that university. We never dreamt all of this could happen.
The whole idea of coming here was to take on a totally different experience than staying home. And she's always worked hard as an athlete, she's always been good at school, and it's been easy to be proud of her. So to see her in a room full of people just like her, and knowing how hard she worked, and all that it's taken to get here, and then to receive that kind of recognition is just mind-boggling. So proud, yeah.
It just feels so cool to be kind of recognized as a whole person, which is truly what this award is, and it's such an honor.